Are you looking for the best hearing protection? In this video we will look at some of the 5 best hearing protection on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Alpine Silence Earplugs. The Alpine Silence Earplugs check all the boxes I want for a reusable sleep earplug. They are unobtrusive, comfortable, reasonably priced, and effective at blocking noise. They are made from Alpine's proprietary thermoplastic material, which is silicone-free but feels extremely similar to silicone. They're also latex-free and hypoallergenic. The earplugs are quite pliant. I can easily bend them with my fingers, and the thermoplastic becomes more moldable when warm, but they always retain their shape. What makes these earplugs stand out is the V-shaped external piece, which fits snugly into the conchus of my ear, the flat part next to the opening of the ear canal. The overall design of the Alpines is similar to many other earplugs on the market. See the loop and curved earplugs discussed below, but that V-shape makes the outer part of the earplug quite small and allows it to lay flatter in my ear than other styles I've tried. This also makes the Alpine Silence earplugs an especially great pick for side sleepers. The other design detail I really appreciate about the Alpines is the oval shape of the ear tip, the part that actually goes into your ear canal, which allows for a more snug fit in the ear, and ultimately blocks sound better than rounder designs. The Alpine Silence earplugs come with 4 sizes of ear tips: extra small, small, medium, and large, so you can try different sizes to find the one that fits best. My pair came preloaded with the medium ear tips, but I ended up swapping them for the small ones. I also think the Alpine Silence earplugs are a good deal. One $25 pair could easily last years. The earplugs can be washed with soap and water to keep them clean, and other than losing or damaging them, there's no real reason to replace them. Alpine provides a small carrying case to store them in, too. Number 2. Mack's Ultra Soft Foam Earplugs, 50 pairs. If there's one brand name I heard more than any other while reporting this guide, it was Mack's. The effective noise blocking, comfortable feel, and cheap price of these earplugs make them my top pick for disposable earplugs for sleep. They've been recommended by multiple people, including someone who lives on a busy Brooklyn street with lots of traffic noise and another who has hyperacusis, a condition that causes extreme sound sensitivity. Based on those recommendations, I tried the Mack's earplugs myself. I've used these types of foam earplugs many times in the past, especially for concerts. However, the foam used for Mack's is considerably softer than the foam on earplugs designed more for hearing protection. This soft foam definitely makes for a more comfortable fit while sleeping. I was also extremely impressed with how much noise these earplugs can block. They are easily some of the most effective earplugs I've tried to date. My experience tracks with that of writer Lisa McCarty, the Mack's user with hyperacusis, who says, "They reduce the sounds of everything from construction noise to background conversation, making the room go quiet. It's almost a meditative state when I put them in, as it helps me focus on my breathing instead of the noise and stimulation outside." Mack's earplugs have the highest possible NRR at 33, but they also plug the ear canal more than the other styles I've tried, which can take some getting used to. To put them in, you pinch the foam, insert the earplug, then let it expand in your ear, which creates a very thorough seal. One drawback is that if you twist the foam too tight, the earplugs may push uncomfortably on your ear once expanded, so you may need to practice a few times. Between their comfort, effective noise blocking, and affordable price, Mack's definitely earns the top spot for disposable earplugs. Number 3. Loop Quiet 2 Earplugs. I'm a longtime user of Loop's Experience 2 earplugs to protect my ears at concerts, and several fellow strategist staffers have told me they use different models of Loop earplugs for a variety of reasons, so I was eager to try the Loop Quiet earplugs, which block more noise than the Experience model. The earplugs' design is pretty similar to audio earbuds. They have a silicone ear tip that goes into the opening of the ear canal and a loop-shaped external piece that you can hold as you put them in and take them off. Like my top pick Alpine Silence earplugs, they come with 4 sizes of ear tips: extra small, small, medium, and large, to ensure a good fit. Mine arrived with the medium tips already on, which ended up being the best size for my ears. They also come with a small carrying case. The Loop earplugs have a slightly lower NRR of 14 compared to the Alpine's NRR of 16, but they easily blocked the sound of a TV in the next room while I took a nap. They sit snugly, without feeling pressurized or tight, and the small loop rests by the flat part of my ear. They are plenty comfortable for sleeping, and I didn't feel any pressure while lying on my side. Overall, the Loop quiet earplugs are very similar to the Alpine ones above, with slight differences in shape. The Loop quiet ear tips are a bit rounder, and the external piece is a circular loop instead of a V. Ultimately, I found the Alpine's V-shaped external piece and more oval ear tips a touch more comfortable, which is why they edged out the Loop quiets for the top spot in this guide. But if you think the Loop quiet's shape will better fit your ears, or you have a preference for silicone over the Alpine's thermoplastic, the Loop quiet is also a really great earplug. Number 4. Loop Dream Earplugs. Toward the end of 2024, Loop released a new sleep earplug called the Loop Dream, which I tested to compare to the quiet earplugs above. The Dream earplugs have the same basic design as the quiet earplugs, but the external loop is covered in another layer of silicone that makes it feel a little softer and more pliant. The extra silicone didn't make a huge difference, comfort-wise, for me, but if the Loop quiet feels too stiff, the Dreams may be more comfortable. Another design difference is that the Dream ear tips are made from foam covered with silicone and have a more pointed, oval-like shape than the rounder Loop quiets, which also makes them more similar to my top pick Alpines. This design creates a more sealed plug in your ear but also meant I had to push the earplugs further into my ears to get them to stay in place. Like the quiet earplugs, the Dream earplugs come with 4 sizes of ear tips. Even though I like the medium ear tips for the quiet, I ended up sizing all the way down to extra small for the Dream earplugs. The Dream earplugs have a higher NNR than the quiet earplugs, 21 versus 14, so they are rated to block out more noise. I did notice a slight difference in noise reduction, but it wasn't major. All in all, I think the Dream earplugs are probably a slightly better earplug for sleeping than the quiet, but they also cost twice as much, and I didn't think they were better enough to justify the price jump. With that in mind, I'd still pick the Loop earplugs as my top choice for a reusable silicone earplug. But if you don't like the Loop quiet, want a higher noise rating, or don't care about spending double, the Loop Dream earplugs are a solid choice. Number 5. Alpine SleepDeep earplugs. If you want a reusable earplug that's soft like a disposable foam earplug, I recommend the Alpine SleepDeep earplugs. Like my top pick Alpine Silence earplugs, they are made from the brand's proprietary thermoplastic material, which absorbs your body heat to mold to fit your ear. However, it feels very different on the SleepDeep earplugs, where the Alpine Silence earplugs have a similar texture to a silicone spatula. The thermoplastic on the SleepDeep earplugs is much thinner and more flexible, more like a deflated balloon. Thanks to the soft, moldable material and cone-like shape, the SleepDeep earplugs fit very snugly into my ear. Without much material sticking out, there is a small pull flap for easy removal. The Alpine SleepDeep earplugs just as soft as the disposable Mack earplugs above, but they are designed to be reused up to 100 times. In my testing, they didn't block quite as much noise as the Macks. The Macks have a higher NRR of 33, compared to the SleepDeep's 27, but they are still very effective, and still have a higher NRR than my top pick for a reusable earplug, the Alpine Silence. The SleepDeep earplugs come in 2 sizes, small and a combined medium/large. If you know which size you want, you can order 1 pair for $19. If you want to try both, a set with 1 pair in each size only costs $1 more. I tried both, and ended up preferring the size small. They also come with a small carrying case.